Okay, myself, Ketan Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari, Electrical Engineering Department. Okay. Subject is Disaster Management, third year, fifth semesters. Chapter number 2 is Types, Trends, Causes, Consequences, and Control of Disasters. Okay. Syllabus content. First is what is tsunami. Okay. Second is causes of tsunami. Third one is tsunami mitigation measures. Four is tsunami warning system and environmental impact of mining. Okay. Now, first is what is tsunami. Okay. The term tsunami has been derived from a Japanese term, Tisu, meaning hairball, and nami, meaning waves. Okay. So, the tsunami are popularly called tidal waves, but they actually have nothing to do with the tides. These waves, which often affect distant shores, originate by rapid displacement of water from the lake or the sea, either by seismic activity, landslides, volcanic eruption, or large meteorite impacts. Okay, so this is the example of tsunami. Okay. First is earthquake is created in this area. Okay, then waves is comes out to this type. Okay, and this is the waves is this directions going to the this sides. Okay, so tsunami is a most tsunami are caused by the large earthquakes. Okay, below or near the oceans floor, but they can also be caused by landslides, volcanic activity, certain types of weather, and near Earth objects like asteroids and comets. First is a plate shift abruptly, causing an earthquake and displacing water. Okay, in Earth there are number of plate are here. Okay, like different types of tectonic plates are in the Earth. Okay, so first is starting from these points. Okay, then second is the waves are generated and move out in all directions across the oceans. Okay, and some traveling as fast as 600 mph. Okay, this is a one of examples. Then third one is as waves enter shallow waters, they compresses. Their speed slows and they build in height. Okay, this is. And finally, the fourth point is the wave height increases and associated currents intensity becoming a threat to life and properties. Okay, so tsunami is a very dangerous situation. The, whatever the causes, maybe seawater is displaced with a violent motions and swells up, ultimately surging over land with great destructive power. Okay, the effects of tsunami can be unnoticeable or even destructive. Okay, next, here this is the different types of figures we can understand. First is, okay, this is sea floor. Okay, and this is a sea surface. Okay, in sea there are the plate is up down. Okay, in the earth. Okay, so the earthquake is produced, then the water level is increased and this height will increase and decrease in the sea. Okay. These are also the sea floor and this is a sea surface. Okay, the tectonic plate is this is a move. Okay, in this figure. Okay, also the waves is comes out in outer surface. Okay, and this is different types plate is tectonic plates are comes to the surface. Okay, okay, waves. Okay, by cause the tsunami. Okay, these are the different figure okay, to understand the meanings of tsunami. Okay. Uh, Third one is causes of tsunami. Okay. Here is a two plate are moved to up, upward and downward directions. Okay. So these the centers of the earthquake points. Okay. And waves is moved to the upward directions. Okay. And this is a sea level height. Okay. The causes of tsunami is different points. Like first is underwater earthquake, underwater volcanoes. Okay, when meteor hits the ocean. Okay, this occurs when the two convergent plates collide. Okay, the geological movements that cause tsunami are produced in the three major ways. The most common of these are the fault movements on the sea floor. Okay, accompanied by an earthquake. They release huge amount of energy and have the capacity to cross oceans. The degree of movements depend on how fast the earthquake occurs and how much water is displaced. The second most causes is the tsunami is a landslides either occurring underwater or originating above the sea and the planning into the water. The largest tsunami ever produced by landslide was in Lithia by Alaska in 1958. Okay, the massive rock slides produced a wave that reached high water mark of 50 to 150 meter above the shoreline. The third major cause of tsunami is volcanic, okay, activity. The flank of volcanic lake located near the shore or underwater may be unlifted or depressed similar to the actions of the fault or the volcano may actually explode. In 1883, the violent explosion of the famous volcano Krakatoa in Indonesia produced tsunami measuring 40 meters, which crashed upon Java and Sumatra. Over 36,000 people lost their lives in these tyrant waves. So tsunami is a very dangerous situation. Okay. Third, next is tsunami mitigation measures. Uh, Coastal villages can be safeguarded from the impact of tsunami by adopting soft solutions and by educating the villagers to follow simple precautions measures. Okay. What is mitigation? Mitigation is during the mitigations phase structural and non-structural measures are undertaken to limit the adverse impact of natural hazards, environmental degradations, and technological hazards related to tsunami. Okay, and structural mitigation measures in permanent structures strictly according to BIS codes. Okay, retrofitting of vulnerable structures for tsunami or cyclone resistance. Retrofitting of important buildings. First is fire station, police stations, army structure, hospitals. Second is VIP residence, offices, railways, airport, etc. Third one is school and colleges, and fourth is hazardous industries. Okay, so uh, construction of large-scale submerged and barriers in water depend of about 6 to 8 meters, developing in depth of sand dunes along the coast with the seaweeds or shrubs or these are trees for stabilization of the sand dunes, raising the ground level above the designed water level with natural patch sand so as the reliable and entire coastal villages. Development of coastal forest by planting tsunami or coconut trees along the coastal line to cover minimum of about 500-meter width of the beach. Okay, periodical degrading of the inlets and associated water bodies so as to absorb the influx during tsunami. Construction of submerged dikes so as to decrease the impact due to the incoming tsunami. So very important points is to affect or and also we save the animals and manpower. Okay. In construction sites also we can some use the different ways to stop the tsunami problems. Uh, Possessing stationary platforms in the backwaters for evacuating the public during tsunami, creations of sandy dams at close intervals all along the coast, vertically evacuation structure in all harbors, construction of inland dikes to safeguard vital installations. Okay. There are very few evidence which show that tsunami flooding has caused large-scale health problems. Availability of drinking water has always been a major problem in areas affected by disaster. So, sewage pipes may be damaged, causing major sewage disposal problems. Open wells and other groundwater may be contaminated by salt water and debris and sewage. Flooding in the locality may lead crop loss of livelihood like boats and nets, environmental degradations, etc. The impact on coastal fishing communities and fishers folk, some of the poorest people in the region, has been devastating with high losses of income earned as well as boats and fishing gear. So these are the tsunami mitigations measures. Okay. Next is tsunami warning systems. Okay, the following are the components of tsunami early warning systems. Okay. These are the instrument is used in tsunami area. Okay, this instrument is one before and after the tsunami. Okay. The network of land-based seismic stations for earthquake detection and estimations of source parameters in the two known tsunamigenic zones. Okay, that is Java, Sumatra, Andaman and Nicobar, Myanmar belt, and the North Arabian Sea. To affect the Indian Ocean's region and communicating the same to early warning center in near real time. Okay. The detection of tsunami generations through a network to 10 to 12 bottom pressures recorders that could detect measure a change in water level of 1 centimeter at water depth of up to 6 kilometers of water around these two tsunami-genic zones. Monitoring the progress of tsunami and storm surges through a network of 50 real-time tide gauges. Tsunami modeling addressing the inductions and amplifications all along the coast and islands for different tsunami originating from different sources. Okay. Generating and updating the high resolution database and bathymetry, coastal topography, coastal land use, coastal vulnerability as well as historic database on tsunami and storm surges to prepare and update storm surges tsunami hazards maps. Okay, in 1 gem 5000 scale for coastal areas within 1 to 3 km in general and for 10 to 25 km at selected area near the coastal water bodies. Setting up a directional national early warning centers, okay, NEWC, National Early Warning Center, for monitoring tsunami and storm surges in India or operations on 24/7 basis and for generations of timely advisors. Capacity building, training and educations of all the stakeholders on utilizations of the maps, warnings and watches advertises. As a part of early warning system for tsunami and storm surges in Indian Ocean set up by COAL, a 17 station real-time seismic monitoring network, RTSMN. Okay, and visited to be established by IMD. This network is designed to monitor and report the occurrence of the earthquake, capable of generating tsunami from the two probable tsunami-genic sources, Java, Sumatra, and Myanmar belt, and the North Arabian Sea area at the last possible time. The data from the 17 broadband seismic field stations will be transmitted simultaneously in real time through VSAT communications facility to the central receiving sources and located at IMD at New Delhi and INCOIS Hyderabad for processing and interpretation. So this is the tsunami warning systems. This is the anchor. Okay, this is the 100. Okay, 3100 kg, and this is 13-meter chain. Okay, like a 5 meter. Okay, and this is a 19 mm nylon, and this is a 22 mm nylon. Okay, connected to the swivel, and this is the 25 mm chain again used, and this length of 3.5 meter. Okay, the height is, this is the height is 1000 to 6000 meter, like a 1 to 6 kilometer. Okay, and this is the 1.8 meter to these instruments. Okay, and the instruments height is 2 meter. Okay, 2 meter, and this is the GPS antenna. Okay, GPS antenna sensor are used to check the tsunamis waves, and this is the electronic systems. Okay, and batteries. This is a sea level. Okay, these are the different accessories are used, okay, to connect with this via the satellite sources. Okay, accurate release CPU or batteries and sensors, and this anchor is weight is 220 kg. Okay, and this is a signal fly, and this is a glass wall flotations, and this height is 12 mm polyesters. Okay, 12 mm. This is the satellite. Okay, so these all systems are connections between each other and transmit these signals to the tsunami warning center. Okay, okay. This is the different types of tsunami warning systems are placed into the sea level. Okay, now next is environmental impact of mining. The environmental effect of mining includes erosions, formations of sinkholes, loss of biodiversity, and contamination of soil, groundwater, surface water by chemical from mining process. In some cases, additional forest logging is done in the vicinity of mines to increase the available room for the storage of the created debris and soil. Okay. In environmental impact of mine, the main point is water pollution, heavy metals, biodiversity, animals, effects on humans, etc. Okay. In water pollutions, mining can have bad effects on surrounding surface and groundwater if protective measures are not taken. The result can be unnaturally high concentrations of some chemicals such as arsenic, sulfuric acids, and mercury over a significant area of surface or subsurface. In heavy metals, dissolutions and transport of metals and heavy metals by runoff and groundwater is another example of environmental problems with mining. Third one is biodiversity. Adverse effects can be observed long after the end of the mine activity. Destructions of drastic modifications of the original site and carcinogenic substances. Release can have major impact on biodiversity in the area. Destructions of the habitat and the main component of biodiversity losses, but the direct poisoning causes by mine extracted material and indirect poisoning through the food and water can also affect animals, vegetables, and microgreens. Okay, so reductions in crop yield in the area. Okay, fourth one is animals. Habitat destruction is one of the main issues of mining activity. Huge area of natural habitat are destroyed during the mining construction and explosions, foresting animals to leave the site. Okay. And for fifth is effect on humans. Humans are also affected by mining. These are the many diseases that can come from the pollutants that are released into the air and water during the mining process. Okay. So, mining companies in some countries are required to follow environmental and rehabilitation codes, ensuring the area mined is returned close to its original state. Some mining methods may have significant environmental and public health effects. Erosions of exposed hilly sites, mine dumps, tailing dumps, and resultant situations of drainage, creeks, and rivers can significantly impact surrounding areas. A prime example being the giant Oke Cherry mine in Papua New Guinea. In areas of wilderness, mining may cause destruction and disturbance of ecosystems and habitats. In area of farming, it may disturb or destroy productive grazings and croplands. In urbanized environmentals, mining may cause noise pollution, dust pollution, and visual pollution. Okay. So, mining it is one type of serious disasters in disasters management. So, it is a very dangerous disasters. Okay. Thank you.